eyes. Are you feeling what I'm feeling kind of look?
We have an earthquake that occurred, ladies and gentlemen, in Greenback, Tennessee.
Was
Come
maybe
on in.
some sort of car wreck outside. So again, if that was what you felt or maybe thought you had felt, that was likely the earthquake. Now, again, reiterating some of what we've talked about, what you need to know about earthquakes. Again, feeling earthquakes here in this region of East Tennessee is not new. It's not uncommon. Usually we feel earthquakes that are smaller, around 2.2 or below in terms of magnitude. Now, geologists say they have never been able to associate the earthquakes in this area with a single fault line. And actually some major quakes did happen here in prehistoric times per our previous reporting. Now, we did talk to a professional that said they sort of diffuse. So that is according to
So we got a 4.1 that happened
and
in
a
Greenback,
scientist,
Tennessee.
from
And a lot of people felt things.
I'm looking for that reference right now. That was one of the professionals that we talked about in our previous reporting. It was Dr. Robert Hatcher of University of Tennessee's Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences. And he said, again, geologists have never been able to associate the earthquakes in this area with a single fault line. That means their randomness does not surprise professionals like Hatcher. And they also say, again, per our reporting in 2019, that the East Tennessee seismic zone isn't even where researchers think a major devastating quake will strike in Tennessee. They have turned much of their attention and monetary resources out west to the New Madrid seismic zone that runs through Memphis. So again, this is not something that is necessarily uncommon, but feeling it to this magnitude is. Now, we mentioned earlier that we have viewer pictures, and we want to show you a little bit of what we're seeing. This is courtesy of Dylan Hawkins. So this looks like it is Ring camera video, and Aaron and I have not seen this before. We are seeing it live for the first time. So it appears there, you can see that camera is shaking.
Wow.
All right, so that again is from Dylan Hawkins. It looks like that is from a Ring footage, and you can see that camera quaking for kind of a long time.
Yeah, and possibly maybe even some aftershock. I mean, you saw that one really big shake and then a few others afterwards. And I have to say, Sam, when this occurred earlier, I was actually looking at the Douglas Lake cam, and there are always fishermen out there. And I noticed some other people looking around, just uncertain of what occurred. So I'm excited to see more footage to come, because you can clearly see that shaking on that camera.
Yes, and we want to be able to see your pictures. We want to show them on air. So if you do have Ring camera footage or any other footage you may have captured of that, we would love to see it. You can go ahead and email it to us, newstips@wbir.com. Now, looking here at this map, you can see the area of impact. Again, this earthquake did originate near Greenback, Tennessee, about 12 miles southeast of Greenback. And so you can see that area pretty widespread here. Again, Aaron has friends in Atlanta that felt that earthquake. We have people reaching in from all over. Now here you can see the lake. It looks like this is a live image right now, but certainly I'm sure felt that earthquake there as well.
Yeah, I agree, Sam. Just social media reports online, some people are thinking that the earthquake even occurred in their state. That's how long and how strong some of these people felt this
So
earthquake.
some people in Greenback, Tennessee are reporting some cracks in their foundation.
That video again, courtesy of Dylan Hawkins. If you wait just a little bit, you'll start to see the shake of when that 4.1 magnitude earthquake occurred. We're waiting. There it is, right there. And you see a stronger one to come. Yes, you just can't deny that this was a stronger magnitude felt, especially for this area. I think a lot of people probably didn't assume that it was an earthquake, and maybe it was that freight car going by. But no, this occurred, and I do think that it will go down in the records as one of the strongest felt here in East Tennessee. Our Market Square cam, you can see lots of people out and about, and I would love to know what everyone is saying to each other, because I'm sure everyone is just as shocked as we are. This is a rare occurrence of something of this magnitude to occur here in East Tennessee, felt earlier this morning. And we are slowly getting reports from other viewers of what they experienced and how surprised they were to see this occur in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Now, we do have reporters working on that for our coverage tonight. But of course, Aaron and I are keeping you updated. We are still working to try and schedule that phone interview with someone from the University of Memphis's Earthquake Center. So we are working on that right now. We are showing photos and videos from you. So again, we had that awesome ring camera footage from Dylan Hawkins in Maryville, but we would love to see more. We've gotten some awesome video into our newsroom, and we are going to continue sharing that. Now, we did just have a viewer call in and say that in Morganton, Georgia, felt the strong earthquake. He says, this is according to Diane Fleming. Diane says vibrations were a deep rumble for at least a minute or more, and then the boom and the rattle of everything for about 20 seconds. She said scary, and everything on the walls rattled. The dogs jumped up. That's another thing to be wary of. We did say that recently. If you do have pets, they might be a little bit alarmed right now. I actually have a friend that texted and said her dog felt the earthquake before she even did and was kind of freaking out. So if you do have pets that are acting a little abnormally right now, maybe a little skittish, it likely could be because of the vibrations that they felt. So that is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I mean, you always hear about dogs freaking out about thunderstorms and the loud sounds, but imagine not understanding why the ground beneath you is shaking. I'm sure this was very strange for not only people, of course, but also animals. This video, you can just see how quite strong that 4.1 magnitude earthquake was. But we are very grateful that we have not seen any damage reports so far.
No damage.
Come on in a little
Except
bit.
in Greenback, there is people that are posting about foundation cracks from this 4.1.
Goes into that. And we are sending our reporters out to talk to people to see if they shared a similar experience to you. We're getting, viewers from emails that said it felt like their bed was shaking for about 5 minutes. Now, we don't believe the earthquake lasted quite that long, but there was a little bit of aftershocks. And I think what I really want to talk about with the expert later, Sam, is just maybe the sounds of it. It's just the building was not used to being shaken like it was. And that was almost as startling as feeling the shake.
I agree. And that's kind of what led me to believe there maybe had been a car accident outside. So again, that is what I would say the noise sounded like. If that's something that you thought you heard, again, that maybe could have been from the earthquake. Now, that is likely because the ceiling shook and some of the infrastructure around us could have shaken. But we did say earlier, per our previous reporting, we know that usually windows don't break until you get to a 4.4 magnitude. So thankfully, there should not be too much damage as far as glass is concerned. But Aaron was saying earlier, maybe if you have any loose objects kind of around your house, you might want to go check out and make sure nothing was knocked over. But at this moment, we are not getting any major reports of any big damage. Now, we have reached out to the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office and the Knox County Sheriff's Office to try and see about the number of calls that they've gotten in, if they've gotten any accidents reported, any damage reported. So once we have that answer, we will be sure to update you either on air if we're still live or online. We also did contact the emergency management agencies, and we're trying to learn a little bit more about the response that they're seeing, what residents, community members are saying. And again, we want to hear from you. So we would love to hear your experiences, to see your ring camera footage. We've had dozens and dozens of people writing in and sharing with us, and we're working to try and get those on air, check all that video and show what we can. We'll also have it up on our social media, and we will certainly keep you updated. But if you have videos that you want to share, an experience that you want to share, any damage that you saw, we would love you to write in, call in, and let us know. The easiest way you can do that is by emailing us newstips@wbir.com.
Yeah, Sam, I think that it will really be great the more and more we hear from viewers and with what they experience, because just recapping again, that earthquakes of this magnitude do not often happen in East Tennessee. We'll see lower magnitudes that aren't even felt or
the
really
same area that got the hurricane.
To experience something like this is really rare. And we're going to show you a video one more time from Dylan Hawkins where you can see the shake from this 4.1 earthquake.
There you can see that shake. It hasn't come up just yet, but if you keep watching, we'll be able to see what that looks like again. Yep. There is that shake. That is what we felt. Again, reiterating, it was a 4.1 magnitude earthquake. It originated about 12 and a half miles from Greenback, Tennessee. That was just southeast of there.
Yep.
So we are having full team coverage on this today. We will have the latest updates. We are going to be out in the community talking to people about what that experience was like seeing that earthquake, because again, this area is not uncommon to feel an earthquake, but feeling one of this magnitude is certainly a little rare, Erin.
Absolutely. And here's to hoping we hear no serious damage reports and we just get to see footage of this rare occurrence. We really haven't seen an earthquake this strong since 2018. So I think this is going to be an event that a lot of people remember, Sam.
Absolutely. And again, just for your knowledge, at this moment, we have not heard of any major damage. But of course, we will keep you updated on the latest. We have reached out to different local agencies to try and learn. Now, we will be back in just a little bit for the latest updates. Look at WBIR.com.
All right. So a 4.1 earthquake occurred in eastern Tennessee, just south of Knoxville. Come on in, folks. JLR Investigates. We're just seeing what's going on. A lot of people on my Facebook friends list woke up shaking this morning. I got some clips I want to share, some other things I want to share in reference to this. So come on in. We'll put some other videos up and share. Yeah, this happened in Greenback, Tennessee, 4.1. It felt as far as Atlanta, Georgia. So South Carolina, North Carolina in the mountains. So I'm going to play a clip so you guys can see what else media is reporting on this.
We are following at this hour involving an earthquake. Let me pop this up on your screen. This is actually a post from Joanne Feldman over at our Fox 5 Atlanta station. She says, earthquake, I felt it too. Whoa, here's the preliminary info from the United States Geological Survey. And you're going to notice there on the left-hand side of your screen, it was listed as a 3.5 magnitude earthquake about 20 kilometers southeast of Greenback, Tennessee. So it did originate there over in Tennessee. However, we do know that folks in several states felt it. And actually right now, as I look at the USGS, it appears that they have upgraded it to a 4.1 magnitude earthquake, still with the same location, but about a depth of 25 kilometers. We'll do all of the different conversions here in a second, but it looks like our Fox Atlanta team is live on the air with the latest. Again, they are saying that it was a 3.5, but updated information shows it actually is a 4.1. Preliminarily, that can change. The information is all still coming in. And in the National Weather Service Atlanta just posting this, saying to some of you in northern Georgia, yes, that was an earthquake you felt a little bit ago. Let's lift up the audio here and listen as our Fox 5 Atlanta team is in that coverage.
A percent.
Eli, what a cool assignment. All right, we continue to follow breaking news right now. A earthquake. Alex, what do you have?
All right, so we just got this in. It's loading up in the system right now. A magnitude 3.5 earthquake has been felt. It was about 30 miles south of Knoxville. All right, so this is going to be about 125 miles north of Atlanta. And as we look at this, we're looking at the epicenter being really right just north of Clay County, North Carolina. I tell you what, Chris, if we could take graphic 7, that would be great. And what we're going to do is look at this through the morning hours. It's hopefully a one and done, but man, I tell you what, you can probably hear the phones ringing in the background.
Yes, you
definitely felt here in the metro Atlanta area this morning. So look, here's the thing with earthquakes. This happened very close to where a lot of lakes and dams are there in the southern Appalachians. And this type of thing is somewhat to be expected, not unheard of. We'll see them every once in a while. I'm thinking namely, down near Lake Sinclair, Lake Oconee, we see a handful of them at times, but this one was certainly a strong one this morning. 9:04 a.m. was when it hit, and that's what we are seeing now. So I got a text from Forsyth County. I was rolling on my Facebook page. I know it's been felt here in DeKalb. It's been felt in Paulding. It's been felt in Cobb, Gilmer, Fannin, Habersham, Rabun, so basically up near the state line. I haven't seen anything from the south side of the metro yet. So if you're in the south side of the metro and you felt this, let us know, because I'd be curious to see, how far south this was able to make it.
Hopefully, would this be damage causing?
Maybe up there, down here, not so much. And if there were damage in that area, it would be things like a minor crack in a sidewalk.
Okay.
And I don't know how many sidewalks there are in the mountains, right? But there are roads. So I would say up there it would be possible, not necessarily likely, but you know, an earthquake's an earthquake, right?
Oh yeah.
Now I'm sure the people in California are looking and laughing at us, but it does not happen very frequently around here. And just since I grew up here, I've felt one or two of them where I grew up in Forsyth County. That was very minimal what I felt. This sounds like it was a little more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and there you hear the phones ringing in the background.
Right.
I mean, ringing off the hook.
Yes.
Many folks calling in right now to tell us about that they felt it. That wow. So we're going to continue to follow this. Obviously, want to kind of zero in on the closer you get to that, and see if there was any damage or anything like that. So we'll be looking up there. And of course, the people in Hayesville up in North Carolina, they are in the Fox 5 family, if you will. They get Fox 5 up there. So if you're watching from Clay County, North Carolina this morning and you see anything, but Mother Nature doesn't know state lines. Right. If you're in Union or Towns County or Fannin County, right, you are much closer to where the center of this was, which means you might be a little more likely to have seen something in those areas. So if you did see something, let us know.
Hour of 11 Alive Morning News. Our meteorologist Nicole Harford is here. Nicole, we're getting reports of an earthquake. A lot of people in North Georgia, as you mentioned, Fulton County, felt that earthquake about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it happened at 9:04 this morning. A lot of people here across North Georgia reported it. This is a picture of the seismograph from Georgia Tech. This was initially reported as a 3.5 magnitude earthquake and then was actually upgraded to a 4.1 magnitude earthquake. I did say it occurred in Tennessee, Greenback, Tennessee to be exact, which is about 100 miles north of Metro Atlanta. And we felt it all the way down through portions of Metro Atlanta as well as, of course, through our North Georgia counties. If you heard the shaking, let us know. And that's what it was. If you heard the shaking, if you felt the shaking, let us know. That's what it was. It was this earthquake in Tennessee. Conditions right now otherwise are pretty soggy. It is wet across North Georgia. We're talking scattered showers, widespread rainfall. It is a soggy morning, kind of a dreary morning. We've got some pockets of some heavier rain that are extending right now into Randolph County as well as into portions of Troup County, Heard County, and then a few of those through the metro with this line of kind of scattered activity that's just to the north of I-20 stretching from Mableton through downtown Atlanta and then out into DeKalb County as well. Most of this is a consistent light rainfall. So most of us are seeing the rain, some of us a little bit heavier than others. And yes, unfortunately, we're going to see this activity kind of on and off throughout the day today. So a lot of rain still in our forecast, not just for today, but for tomorrow as well. As far as conditions go, this is our view right now from Northside Hospital. You can see the consistent rainfall coming down. We've got wet roadways. It's just a soggy gray morning. Temperatures have also been falling as our wedge really takes hold of our weather pattern. This wedge will allow for temperatures to fall throughout the day, not warm. Just around midnight last night, we were around 73 degrees. We were in the upper 60s as the sun rose. We're now at 61 in Atlanta with a northeast breeze at up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour. A lot of spots are in the 50s and will continue to fall today. So most of the day will be spent 50s and 60s with these scattered showers. There will be some opportunity for perhaps a little bit of dry time as we go into the afternoon, but this day is pretty close to a washout, especially obviously for the morning. We do keep rain chances in the forecast for tomorrow, but your Mother's Day may have a little bit more time that could be salvaged outdoors. So I'll talk more about that coming up.
Don't forget, it's Mother's Day tomorrow. Mother's Day tomorrow for all the mothers out there. JLR Investigates, come on in. All right, so this is the situation here. There was an earthquake this morning, 4.1 magnitude earthquake near Knoxville, Tennessee, just south of Knoxville is Greenback, which looks like it was along the river. Which, folks, the very first thing that popped up on my mind is, this area, this same area received a hurricane. What's going on up there with that terrain up there? And does anything make sense here? Or does normally there's hurricane or earthquakes? Because, with the hurricane, that wasn't normal. But now you have a earthquake, which, as the media reported, one of the most intense earthquake they had in a long, long time. 4.1 is not a lot, but it is kind of a lot. A lot of people on my social media friends list have been posting that their house shook today in Eastern Tennessee. Shaking. Eastern Tennessee, 4.1 magnitude earthquake. Felt in several parts of the state, across the southeast as far as Atlanta, Georgia. Greenback, which is 30 miles southwest of Knoxville, 9:04 a.m. Eastern. Reports of light shaking came in from Knoxville, parts of the Carolinas, Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia, Virginia, all the way down to Atlanta. All the way down to Atlanta. The Michigan Technical University says an earthquake of this magnitude is often felt, but only causes minor damage. The Knoxville Fire Department did not receive any reports of damage. We are on damage assessment watch. I will say that people on social media have reported in Greenback area, their homes, some cracks on their foundation of their home, probably close to wherever the epicenter was in the Greenback area. But further out in the major cities, the major towns, there hasn't been damage that I've seen thus far. If there was, the media would be up right now. But, you know, it is the weekend. We've already discussed about media on the weekend not being around or late to the party. Earthquake. Come on in, folks. Come on in. We're just going to talk about earthquakes. Tennessee, rarity. Maybe, maybe not. They originally said a 3.5, upgraded it to a 4.1. What can a 4.1 really do? According to the USGS aftershock forecast, there is a less than 1% chance of a strong or potentially damaging aftershock in the coming days. However, several aftershocks of magnitude 3 or higher could still be possible. So pretty much they're saying a 1% chance of an aftershock with a significant aftershock. If this was a 4.1, don't expect any aftershock probably to be higher than 3 at the most. And, that probably won't do any damage. The Eastern Tennessee seismic zone is one of the most active areas in the southeast, though large quakes are rare. The strongest quake in the region recorded history was 4.6 in 2003 near Fort Payne, Alabama. So that's the strongest. I'm trying to give you guys a little history here. 2003, Fort Payne, Alabama, of 4.6. So that was the last time that area, and Alabama's pretty far from there, received a higher earthquake. This morning's earthquake highlights the challenge of tracking fault lines in the region. Unlike the well-mapped systems in California, the deep, ancient bedrock of the Appalachians hides many faults, making it difficult for scientists to link quakes to specific underground features. We have a few clips we want to play, share you guys for coming in of what happened. So we have ring camera footage, shows Eastern Tennessee quakes. We're going to show you some ring camera footage of a resident that caught the quake. Check it out.
Pictures, and we want to show you a little bit of what we're seeing. This is courtesy of Dylan Hawkins. So this looks like it is ring camera video, and Aaron and I have not seen this before. We are seeing it live for the first time. So it appears there, you can see that camera is shaking. Wow. All right, so that again is from Dylan Hawkins. It looks like that is from a ring footage, and you can see that camera quaking for kind of a long time.
Yeah, and possibly maybe even some aftershock. I mean, you saw that one really big shake and then a few others afterwards. And I have to say, Sam, when this occurred earlier, I was actually looking at the Douglas Lake cam, and there are always fishermen out there. And I noticed some other people looking around, just uncertain of what occurred. So I'm excited to see more footage to come, because you can clearly see that shaking on that camera.
Yes, and we want to be able to see your pictures. We want to show them them on air. So if you do have Ring camera footage or any other footage you may have captured of that, we would love to see it. You can go ahead and email it to us, newstips@wbir.com. Now, looking here at this map, you can see the area of impact. Again, this earthquake did originate near Greenback, Tennessee, about 12 miles southeast of Greenback. And so you can see that area pretty widespread here. Again, Aaron has friends in Atlanta that felt that earthquake. We have people reaching in from all over. Now here you can see the lake. It looks like this is a live image right now, but certainly I'm sure felt that earthquake there as well.
Yeah, I agree, Sam. Just social media reports online, some people are thinking that the earthquake even occurred in their state. That's how long and how strong some of these people felt this earthquake.
All right. So that's really the only assessment that we've had thus far that we've seen in reference to anything shaking. It definitely shook. It definitely shook. I'm getting some crazy thunderstorms near me right now. I hear booms in the sky. Is the world coming to an end? I have a 5-minute clip I want to share with all of you. More information about this earthquake just to keep you all informed. Eastern Tennessee. I know a lot of people in that area are waking up wondering what in the heck happened just about an hour and a half ago, a little after 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern this morning. So I'm going to play this clip right here, and then we'll further discuss.
Tennessee will see hundreds of earthquakes each year, but they are usually a 3-point magnitude and barely felt. So this is certainly a rare occurrence for us here in East Tennessee and could possibly go down as in the top 5 strongest magnitude earthquakes we've seen in quite some time. Going back to December 2018, that was a 4.4 magnitude earthquake felt. So it's been many years since we've seen an earthquake of this magnitude occur in East Tennessee. And of course, Sam, we've been hearing that people in areas even very far from East Tennessee felt this, and it was just a shock to everyone.
It absolutely. I know you have some friends in Atlanta that felt it.
Correct.
We've also been getting different emails from viewers, and they have said that they felt it all over East Tennessee. Again, that originated in Greenback, Tennessee. We know it was about 12.5 miles southeast of Greenback, but we've had viewers write in, email in, call in. Our phones have been ringing off the hook saying that they felt it in Farragut. They felt it in all different places all over. We are currently trying to talk to different emergency management agencies to try and see what the responses looked like in different communities.
Yeah, Sam. And of course, if any of you have any footage of this rattling, Sam and I were right here and we looked at each other. We couldn't believe what was occurring. We honestly didn't really know. Going back to, again, the fact that this is very rare and could go down as one of the top 5 strongest earthquakes felt in East Tennessee, with the strongest dating back to the strongest latest one being a 4.4 magnitude back in December 2018. It's not too uncommon for earthquakes to occur around here, but to this magnitude, it is rare. And as Sam and I have mentioned, we're hearing reports really from much further than East Tennessee of people seeing shaking and vibrations. I don't believe at this magnitude that there will be any damage to report, or at least we can hope so. But there are tons of people out right now. We can take a look at some of our cameras later on, but here's a shake map, right, Sam?
Yes, this is a shake map. Now, there is another graphic also. It's a little hard to see with it that small, but there you can see that earthquake originating in Greenback, and that blue is showing how it was felt around the area. So as you can see, quite a big range of coverage. Again, that was a 4.1 earthquake. We did initially report that it was 3.5, but the USGS has updated it to a 4.1 magnitude earthquake. Now, we are currently working to get the earthquake center in Memphis on the phone right now. We are working on getting that. Aaron?
Sure, Sam. Yeah, hopefully we can get a little bit more of an update from this. I'm seeing on social media people in Cedar Bluffs just saying how scary it was. Here's our Market Square camera. There's tons of people out. And right now we are sending out some reporters to talk to you all to see what you experience. This truly is not something that happens very common, and it can be scary, but if we get no reports of damage, this can be something really interesting to look back on. Again, I have friends in Atlanta who mentioned feeling shaking up to, I think they said about 30 seconds. And you can imagine how far that is and the impacts that we felt here in Knoxville compared to the shaking that is in Atlanta. There were light shaking here in the studio. Truthfully, earthquake was really not something that came to my mind, Sam, because something of this magnitude just doesn't really happen around here that often.
That is absolutely right. Definitely took both of us by surprise. And I am just having a little bit more information coming into our newsroom right now about other earthquakes that we've experienced here in East Tennessee over the last 4 years. So let's check out some of these statistics. So typically our earthquakes are usually below 2.5 magnitude, and we typically don't report those, but some of our previous reporting shows that in 2025, in April, we had a 2.3 magnitude earthquake in Maynardville. And then in November of 2022, we had 2 small ones. We had a 2.2 magnitude earthquake in Rutledge and a 2.0 in Harlan County, Kentucky. And then going back to October of 2022, we had a 2.5 in West Knox County. In August of 2022, we had a 2.2 in Alcoa. In May of 2021, we had a 2.2 magnitude earthquake in Bearden. And in April of 2021, we had a 2.0 in Cades Cove. So as you can see, typically when we do feel earthquakes, we are feeling them below 2.5 magnitude. Again, this one was a 4.1 magnitude earthquake.
All right, 4.1. Greenback, Tennessee, come on in. That is the area there where it happened. News journalist talk. We'll share that in a second. Another set of journalists spoke. Now, very minimal damage, but it was one of the biggest ones they've received in the area in a long, long time. We're currently evaluating the situation. I got many screens up in front of me, in front of my eyes, searching all over the place, trying to get any and all information to relate to all of you on what happened this morning, particularly people in that area that want to know what's happening, Now, 2 journalists speak a little bit about this matter. I got the clip. They just put it out there on Facebook. We'll share their assessment of the situation, what they have to say about what happened with this earthquake. Check it out.
Hi, everyone. Lori Tucker. Why do I look so big? Your arms are longer.
Sorry, there we go.
Oh, come on in, Ken.
Oh, come on. Where's Ken?
I'm rapidly working.
I know
Yeah,
you're working.
so get us up to date. What's the latest on everybody felt the earth move?
And it's larger than we first thought. We thought it was a 3.5. Now you just got this info.
Yeah, 4.1 it's been upgraded to. So 3.5 was the initial, but upgraded to a 4.1. That's pretty substantial for East Tennessee. Normally we see between 1, 2.5 magnitude, but anything that large. We're here at the new ballpark.
Yeah.
And
we're on the bridge over there.
We felt it. We thought, okay, they're doing construction
Right.
or something.
Or a train was going by or
Right.
something, right?
But then social media, of course, after that.
Yes, and we've been hearing from people all the way in Crossville. You said this originated where?
Near Greenback,
Okay.
just southeast of the Greenback area.
But we've heard from you in Newport, Coreyton.
Western North Carolina.
Greenback.
Yeah, very good. My daughter thought that our granddaughter was doing cartwheels and causing the house to shake a little bit. Timing was perfect on that one. But yeah, everything's fine. We haven't heard of any damage or anything. But 4, a little over 4, that's significant, like you said.
Very significant for this area. I mean, we do live in a fault zone. It runs basically right down the valley, so from the Tri-Cities area into northern Alabama.
Okay.
But like I said, normally in that 1 to 2, 2.5 magnitude, 4.1 is unusual. That's on the higher end of what we would normally see.
All right. So, yeah, they're at a ball game. I don't know if they can really give an assessment like that. They're at a ball game, but I just wanted to see what they had to say. I don't think it's anything that we haven't learned or known what. I also have another clip. Tennessee earthquake rattles North Georgia in the metro area. So let me share this clip right here. It's a 1-minute clip, and we'll see what they have to say with this right here in the metro Atlanta. A lot of people in Atlanta want to know what's going on. Earthquake. All right, stand by. There's no other feeds up on this situation thus far, so looks like maybe a crisis averted. Major crisis averted. But you never know with the big one out there. Big one could come any day, at any moment. So be prepared, folks. Be prepared. Earthquake, Tennessee. I'm just scouring around, see if I can get any more information about what happened. But I don't see any other information. So anyone feel it in the chat? Anyone feel it? Tell me if you felt it, or send us a video. Tips at JLR Investigates. Tips at JLR Investigates. If anyone felt it. One quick browse real quick. All right, so what we'll do is we're gonna sign off for now, and then we'll be back if another feed comes up. I don't see any additional information, but just be mindful, folks. Scary times. The power of Mother Nature. I'm gonna blow myself up right here. We cover true crime, breaking news 24/7, 365 on JLR Investigates. Let me know what you think. We'll talk soon. Stay safe out there, my friends. And hold on, give me 1 second. Nope, it's not available. All right, we'll talk soon. Have a good day, everyone. JLR Investigates.